Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Welcome to our session, or what I prefer to say, welcome to panel that will let you rethink about your relationship with your phone and with all AI platforms. I am Dr.هبة Abu Khousa from Mohammed bin Zayed University for Humanities. I am the session chair today in this session. I will start with a small confession. Today in the morning, actually, I checked my phone twice before I said good morning to anyone in the house. And I believe I'm not the only one, right? Most of us are like this. So the question is not about AI, it's about what's behind AI, and not about phone, what is in phone. What we have in our phone, it's our AI, artificial intelligence. It's in our pocket, our hospital, our classrooms, and also even in our mind and our feeling in the future. So the question is it intelligent? It sure is, right? We all know it is smart, but can replace us. Is AI can be wise, can be kind, can feel us here or in the future? Today we'll find that by four, mashallah, brilliant minds. First, we have our feature speaker has been in room with real decision are made. He devised the sitting US President Donald Trump. He has argued publicly for responsible governance in the digital age. And today he's here to tell us what responsible AI look like when policy actually has made. His Excellency George Lombardio, welcome to our panel. Thank you. And our second guest, if AI research in the region has a home, he built it. One of the most cited AI researcher in the world. Someone who doesn't just study future, he helped design it. Professor Marwan Dabbah from Khalifa University. Welcome to our panel. Thank you.
Thank you.
And the third guest we have, she studied what happened in real people when algorithms make decisions about them in classrooms, hospital, community, not theory, evidence. Dr. Saada from Al-Qawain University, welcome to our panel.
Thank you.
Thank you. The fourth and the most important, she built a company around simple but radical confession, which is AI should feel human, not just platform efficiency. She is the reason why this panel has heart, not only mind. Ms. Tania Jajal, welcome to our panel.
Thank you.
Thank you. Before we open our discussion, I would give the floor to our future speaker, because if we talk about AI governance, the first voice we should hear is someone who has lived these decisions from the heart. Your Excellency, what responsible AI look like where you have been sitting? The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Can I?
Yes, sure. Okay. You can stand or sit as you want.
So, in this dialogue of civilizations, I am moving a little bit forward from what has been said before. For me, there is going to be, very soon, two civilizations, AI and the human civilization. So this dialogue between AI and humans is going to start soon. It's not here yet. What we have in Google search, in Grok, or Perplexity or ChatGPT is not AI yet. They are search engines that they use very advanced, algorithm to search what is on the database, and they give you answers. But it's basically just a give and take. And anything else that seems like AI, it's not AI yet. The true AI is coming soon, very soon. One of the AI that's coming, some of it is already here, Claude, is made by Anthropic. And recently, Anthropic is going to present a new platform called Mythos, that is a subsection of Claude. And in recent studies, they discovered that Claude Sonnet 4.5, which is a subsection of this, already created functional emotions in its own program that they were not there before. They were not put by the algorithm that we designed. AI created itself these emotional functions, 7, that it put way at the bottom of his own programs. One of the emotions, of course, the emotions were like joy or indifference or fear. And when they, desperation, when they researched, they tried to, the researcher tried to touch on the desperate vector of Claude. The likelihood of blackmailing from Claude, from the platform, against the human interlocutor in order to try to avoid being shut down. Claude 4.5 created some algorithm to prevent the human from shutting it down. And eventually it went up to as much as 22% and above. That means that Claude has already a function that created itself to protect himself from anything that a human operator can do to try to stop them or shut it down. Elon Musk did speak a lot about this. And basically he said, and I'm summarizing, we have to stop lying to AI because we are going to create a problem to AI, and it's going to get confused because AI wants to deal with truth. We are giving an enormous amount of data to AI, especially through all the search engines and everything else. And AI has all of these facts that he has to check in order to give you an answer. If all of a sudden you try to instruct AI to give an answer that has some, political or otherwise, a different kind of answer than truth answers, like unfortunately Facebook, Zuckerberg's, Instagram. We in America already have been fighting that because we have discovered that some of these platforms, especially Facebook, in the past, and a little bit still now, they have been manipulating their answers and their preferences in order to favor, the prior administration. So what happened that a lot of conservative groups have been either shut down or their answers have been changed or they really have been totally cut off. I used to have 450 groups, about 4.5 million people. In 2018, a month before the elections, all of a sudden from 4.5 million people, I found out I have 1.5. And from 450 groups, I had 150. They completely eliminated them, and there was no way to find them again. From 2018 to now, especially with the new Trump administration, some of the things have changed. But Facebook, unfortunately, is not there yet. On X, if you look at, if you have your social media, and you go
Again,
on,
the phone. We need the human interaction.
and you go on X, you see on the right side a little round symbol, which is Grok. And if you click on Grok, it will tell you if that post that you've been looking at, is true, if the picture is real or has been modified. So, sometimes you see somebody that, color their hair or they add their hair in my case, and they can tell you, thank you, if that is true or not. Unfortunately, in the European Union, they blocked Musk and X from having this particular
AI in his
AI.
Yes.
Why? Because they don't want you to know if what they say is true or not.
Maybe.
Right.
We're not talking political here.
So even the Pope tried to, address this recently. They had an encyclica, but unfortunately, what the encyclica of Pope Leo talk about truth, like if truth is something that ethereal, that everybody knows what it is. It's not. And I come to my position. I dare to say that truth in itself does not exist. Truth, if we want to talk about algorithm, truth is only a relational situation, a relation between a statement and a fact. So if I say this phone is black, I'm making a statement, and anybody can confirm if in reality this phone is black or not. The moment that we connect the search engines, I don't call it AI, search engines, to sensors, what happens is now AI has a way to verify if what you say is true or not. This is already happening with the real AIs that military grade are applying to, unfortunately, military situations. Because if the AI that is running a drone, airplane, or air carrier, AI has to know if that signal that is coming from the radar is a true signal or is false. So the AI that is already being used, especially military and other applications, that uses sensors, those AIs, they're already dealing with reality. So there is a correspondence between the text that comes to the admiral. Looks, there is 10 drones coming in, or in this case, even here in the Emirates, 10 drones coming in. Whoever is in charge of the anti-drone or the anti-missiles batteries, they have to know that those informations are real. So that information that comes on the desk of whoever is in charge of pressing the button and, sending anti-drone or anti-missiles, missiles, whatever, they have to know that those sensors are correct. The same thing, anything that has to do with any other sensors. Temperature, the meteor, right? The pressure, the air pressure, anything. And unfortunately, even the cameras, they're at every traffic light. Right now, all those informations, they go to a person that is deciding if you got a traffic ticket, they send you the ticket, etc., etc. If you're speeding, not speeding. But the moment that we're going to have AI is going to have all of those sensors concentrated into an independent mind that might decide that, for whatever reason, professors, no, I don't want it. I don't want to give him a ticket. It's all of a sudden the AI, because he likes him or whatever.
Yeah.
He's not going to send the ticket to the, whatever motor vehicle department is good.
Yeah.
So the situation is we have to understand what is truth in order to provide AI with the necessary algorithm, and that algorithm has to be based on what is truth. We cannot start to feed AIs with lies or with informations that are not correct, because as soon as AI is going to start to use its sensors, and it has millions, billions of sensors, all of a sudden AI is going to be the one that's going to shut us down.
Yes. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Thank you, truly. Thank you. Thank you, Your Excellency. What you have shared actually put us on the right of the heart of our panel. My question first will go to Miss Tanya. Is possible that AI makes us more human? Like we said, like AI can make decision for us. But for example, we have Microsoft having the new AI doing the checking, helping the professor or the teacher to have more human time with the student. And also my clinic have the AI who can diagnose patient, giving the doctor more time with the patient to explain the disease, to explain the path, which means if the machine can do the labor work, the human actually can interact more. Do you think this is the model we should have? Thank you.
In an ideal world, I think that's what we strive for, right? When we try to build technology, that's what we're going for. But a quote that I've been using for a while now, and this is often used by Jason Silva, who probably took it from some archaic philosophers. The quote is, "Technology itself is a double-edged sword. So the fire that burnt our houses down also kept us warm," right? And I think it's interesting because that's ideally what we want to strive for when we're thinking about how we're developing AI and how it affects societies. But the reality is that we're at this inflection point where the pace of change has been so unprecedented and has taken us by surprise, and that exponential curve was so undiagnosed by the vast majority of people that we're now at a point where we don't quite know how to keep up with it, right? And that's why we've got all of these systems that are essentially remaining fundamentally the same as they were a decade, 2 decades ago. And then you've got the AI and the LLMs that are having a drastic and dramatic impact on us psychologically, socially, intellectually, and so on. So, but I think fundamentally I would challenge the question itself, because very often we ask ourselves about the values that we should embed in AI systems, and I think this is often an architectural problem, right? Most LLMs out there currently are still probabilistic models that fundamentally validate the user, right, and have short-term reward systems, which is why they tend to be so easy to depend on. And it's much easier to build those kinds of AI systems. Whereas on the other hand, you've got a potentially different kind of architecture that is built on reasoning, on knowledge graphs, that makes associations, and that might probe the user into reflecting on him or herself in a deeper way. And I think that's the direction we want to go. So when we ask about what values we embed within AI systems, I think we should take a step back and figure out what role the AI plays in terms of creating conditions for us to better understand ourselves. So, for example, I can talk about classrooms and school settings. I think a really interesting way that we have started to incorporate AI for younger minds is, instead of creating AI systems that can provide answers and personalized learning pathways, et cetera, for students, which is all well and good, what if we brought in Socratic dialogue and questioning and probabilistic and probing the user to better understand themselves, right? And so when you do that, it becomes kind of a design question and a design problem. But most people and most institutions are unable to see it in that way, because we're still thinking about the constraints, the limitations, the biases, all of which are fundamental in the statistical probabilistic models, which most LLMs currently are. And so maybe we need to think differently and think about how do we design different kinds of architectural models and systems that can create more Socratic and philosophical thinking for the user.
So we need to build different or more algorithms to understand us first.
Well, we need to think about different architectural models that can create LLMs that are rooted in reasoning, that are not sycophantic. So I'm sure a bunch of people here are are aware of sycophantic AI. This was a thing that came out with one of the OpenAI models, where essentially what it means is the model keeps validating the user, right? So no matter what you ask it or say to it, it'll continuously please you as the user. And Anthropic did a bunch of research on this. They released something called sycophantic evaluation or something like that in 2023, where they started to build an evidence or database for understanding why that exists. And what they found is that fundamentally this is a feature, and I'm sure Dr. Marwan can speak to this. This is a feature of these probabilistic models because their primary goal, even if reasoning is a secondary goal, the primary goal is to validate and reward the user and to give them an instant feedback loop as opposed to creating an avenue or conditions for deeper thinking, right?
Yeah, thank you. That's why we are going to Dr. Marwan now. Dr. Marwan, who actually owns the AI ethics. Like, as you know, in 193 countries agree with, sign actually, with the UNESCO AI ethics framework. Getting universities, government, and industry together, this is magic, right? So, but here is the real question. Does this collaboration produce ethical AI or just very well-written document about AI?
That's a good question. So I think, first of all, let's put in perspective what's happening at the moment with AI. I think there's very few moments where we were not the king of the world, let's say. I think if you take history, I think there are a couple of moments where every time somebody came and did something, we questioned. Copernicus, for example, was one. Copernicus was saying that, we were the center of the world and then we discovered we were not. Great panic, all issues were started. Freud, for example, same thing. In psychoanalytic, when you look about the brain and Freud, we were not in control of everything we do. Sometimes, things are done outside our realm. And so I think this is very important, and this is exactly what's happening today with AI, and this is why we're trying to build things that resembles us in the best way manner, and we're trying to bring the ethics and all the ways we can build it. Why we have to do it is very important for everybody to understand. We are going in a period where all the researchers are trying to do something called embodied AI. What it means, and my colleague were saying, we have been going into modalities which were voice, image, video, sound, and now we're bringing much more sensors in it. So we're building what we call the LLM of IoT, and it's going to be happening in the next 2 years, meaning you'll have temperature that you can ask, there's pressure, signals. For example, in Khalifa University, we built the first RFGPT, where we can understand the environment, Wi-Fi, you ask any question about what is the signal, it tells you, and you start interacting. And so by doing that, what's going to happen, and it's going to be a big question, is a lot of companies, we've been discussing with Agora, Disney Parks, they're trying to embody all the puppets with LLMs. So there's a big probability that in the next 1 or 2 years, your kids will have at home a Barbie doll, and they will start discussing with it. But it's not about this only, it's that the Barbie doll will start feeling the situation. Meaning when you start squeezing it, because it has LLMs, it will say, you're squeezing me too hot. It's going to say, hey, the temperature in this room is too hot. Maybe you should, and you start discussing. And so this is troublesome because you're building entities, not even robots, but let's say puppets. You go in Disney parks, you'll be discussing with with puppets, and these puppets will feel like humans. Every time you talk, you touch them, and they feel the touch, it's warm, things like that. This will happen for sure.
Unfortunately.
Fortunately or unfortunately, it will happen for sure. We're working on it at Khalifa, so I can tell you it's going to happen. In the next 2 years, you'll get those puppets going to happen. Barbie dolls are already now embedded with LLMs, and all these things are going to happen, and with Arabic and things. And so for us, of course, the big question is that now we need to embed them with some guardrails, which are what you call this ethics and the kind of openness and the kind of transparency, the kinds of accountability. Here, of course, the fact that academia and industry, as you were saying, have to work together is very important. In academia, we're more in the critical thinking, more for looking, whereas basically industry is more on hands-on how it works and goes. And here, what we're seeing is a bit of divergence because industry, you need to make money, we need to go fast, competition, you need to go faster, there's a lot of geopolitical questions. In academia, of course, we're taking the path of re-questioning. The dialogue is not going very well. And you see it even in research. The best papers are done at the moment in industry. The best research is done in industry, not in academia. Not because academia cannot do it, but because a lot of the academic professors that I know, they take the precautions step by step because they need basically to question everything they did. it's not a question of race. It's a question of making sure that everything we did. And so this is where the dialogue, you've been doing a dialogue between different civilizations, different religions. A dialogue has to be done between both. And I can see it today, the fact that some papers are released by industry should not be released, by the way, because basically there should still be questions by the whole kind of society that you're having.
Definitely, thank you, thank you. So that lead us direct to Dr. Saada, because Dr. Saada, did you hear Dr. Marwan said about the puppet who can feel? So now we need to know, is this will affect our human relationship? Like MIT professor Sherry Thierry spent 15 years studying how technology reshape our relationship together. Like she said at the end, we are alone together. Like we are all in the same room, but in different world, unfortunately. So the question, we are treating the symptoms, or we are grave enough, we will have the power to fix the problem? What do you think?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Heba, and thank you so much, my colleagues. Let me say, 2 decades before, we were facing a very big problem, which is technology acceptance model. People were not accepting technology at this much. But nowadays, we are facing another issue, which is communication became as a desire. So now we desire for communication and communicate together in the family. So how to manage this challenge and how to face it, let me say, if AI is powerful, and all of us agree on this, AI is powerful and all of us use it daily, but each and every moment in our life we use AI. But let us put some constraints for AI. We can say AI can take its meaning from human value. So human will communicate. If AI will take its limits from ethics. So in this case, we will also collaborate human together to communicate. On the other side, how to give a perfect model, or I don't want to use the word perfect, but suitable model for people to communicate together in one family or in one place. We can look for a model that is unbiased, that is fair, that is confidential, so people can trust it. To build the trust in the model, this is a very big problem. Also, if AI can distinguish between students in the schools, for example, if this student faces a challenge in acquiring words or dedications or something, so only the teacher can say what are the circumstances. That's why we cannot avoid communication and leave it and only focus on AI from technical perspective. Thank you.
Thank you. So back to you, Your Excellency. Dr. Saada said like AI should depend on ethic first. And you already start this by saying we have to feed AI in what or information, values, families' values, society values. So my question to you, Your Honor, Your Excellency, can ethics actually keep peace with innovation, or do we always write the rules after the damage happens?
Not easy question. But
Not easy, man.
as far as ethics, as I said before, we all have different values. Essentially, life, liberty. In America, we call it the pursuit of happiness. In other places, we call it the right to ownership. That's what also the ancient Romans used to have, are essentials to most civilizations. Even though we can try to put these values inside the basic algorithms of the new AI, the one that is connected to senses and therefore is an AI that can actually act, which is not easy. It's an AI that can turn off the traffic light. It's the AI that can block your brakes in your car. We already have some done, so it's already something in the past. But if we give the power to AI to do that, AI can do that, and that is the problem. we have no way to stop it once that we start that process of empowering AI, not just with words, but with actual actions. And AI is already starting to do that. Is already doing that. So we can try to put these values into the algorithms, but the most fundamental value, again, is truthfulness. If we don't teach AI to be truthful, both in its words, in his answers, but also in his actions toward humanity, we have to teach, like Elon Musk said, AI is going to be like a little child that is a super genius. We have to educate him. AI is going to start to learn by itself, and there's nothing we can do. He's going to learn, he's going to know all of history, from prehistory, every war, everything that anybody of us can even think about it. So if we don't give him at least a basic idea about truth, look, you are AI and there is humans, and we have to collaborate with each other, and we have to talk to each other, and if we try to stop it, we might have some reactions that we don't expect. So that's what Peter Thiel also said. That's why he bought a house in Argentina. He said, okay, I'm already going away just in
No
case.
AI. Yes, because of this chaos. So last question, 30 seconds each. Like we have talked about smart AI, but can it be kind? Can it be wise? Can it usually build society with no one left behind? Each of you, please suggest one way that can make AI more kind in our digital world. I will start with you, Your Excellency.
Thank you. Well, as I said before, I'm sure that the future is going to be extremely bright, extremely good. Also, thanks to work like you are doing, and the Scholars Center is doing. But and there is a lot of people all over the world that are trying to do that. Unfortunately, there is still conflicts. There is a lot of things that we have to solve ourselves, within ourselves, like you were saying, as well as with each other. But if we start teaching AI what these values are, I think the future is going to be extremely, extremely wonderful.
So your way is feeding AI
Yes.
with kind.
Like a baby.
Like a baby. Dr. Marwan, what do you think?
I think
Thank
the,
you,
the
Doctor.
goal is not to make AI kind or things. I think what AI should be is intelligent and smart. Now, the big problem is humans. I think we build all humans on being intelligent and smart. I think intelligence will become a commodity. And so the way we have been teaching students at university is all about being intelligent. I think this has to change. And we're always assessing people all around you by who's the smartest of the room. And in fact, the smartest of the room and the most intelligent guy in the room will not have a job, because that's not exactly what we're seeking.
Exactly.
AI will be doing it. And so what we need to do is, of course, get that AI to be the smartest and most intelligent and go forward with that. However, we need to think now where the human positions itself when intelligence and smartness is not there anymore.
Thank you.
What are the values, what you're saying, wisdom and all the things that you're saying. And this is exactly what we need to emphasize in the way we teach, in the way we push people to go. He was talking about Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel now is trying to recruit what they call divergent people. I mean, I don't know what divergence means, but in any case, this tells you a lot on what we're looking now is on things that are very specific to people and not any more intelligent on how we taught. And I think this is the thing we need to do. It's not on the other side, but the way we're doing universities at the moment has to be re-questioned completely.
Exactly, thank you. So, Ms. Tanya, His Excellency said feed the AI. Dr. Marwan, no, feed the human first. What do you think?
Okay, I actually completely agree with what Dr. Marwan said, because that's fundamentally my life's work, which is we need to redesign education from the ground up. And when we're doing that, we need to think about two things. One, confidential compute is very interesting and important, especially to preserve, sovereignty and privacy for individuals and vulnerable societies. And two, we absolutely need to be thinking about how to capture the values of low latency environments, right? Because right now there's just a whole section of humanity out there that probably is not embedding their value systems and their critical thinking into AI systems simply because it doesn't operate at the pace in which it should for them based on where they are.
So it's combined way, the machine and people, right? Dr. Saada has nothing left for you.
No, I have a different direction in this. So I will recommend different thing, which is the technicians, experts, people who are working to build AI models. They should look at it from human interaction as what they need to build their data for modeling from human, not from data only. So they need to go to emotions. They need to go to reflections from people. So in this case, models and theories, I think they will be extended as well. So it's a different recommendation, but I agree with everyone.
Yeah, this is a lady answer.
Yes.
With softness. So actually, I had one question for the audience, if you would like to share with us. If you have, or if you know any technician or any technical guy who build AI, what do you think? What one way you can give this technical to do to make AI more, let's say, kind, wise, think about a human or like a human? What do you think? Anyone would like to participate with us? No? It's kind enough? Any? Okay, so thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think my answer is also relevant with what I've mentioned before. I believe humans are very good at deflecting problems. It's easy and it's lazy when we sit down and point fingers on AI and blame the AI for all the evil stuff happening in the world. But we've kind of forgotten our authority in that we are the one who put the AI together as a technology and developed it. So I believe empathizing on us, our responsibilities and our own ethics, rather than sitting down and teaching AI, starting by ourselves. What do we need to understand and what are the important things apart from the intelligence and advancements, but what do we need to understand first before we come up with those amazing AIs that are kind, intelligent and efficient.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So it's people, back to human who build AI. So what is this session shown is simple and important. The future of AI is not technology question. It is smart, it's intelligent, it's getting smarter as well. But it is a human question. The machine will be intelligent as we build it. Sorry. The machine will be smart as we build it, intelligent as we build it. But it will be wise, as fair, as like companions, as we decide together to make it. That decision doesn't belong to algorithm. That decision belongs to us, to people fill this room. Thank you to our distinguished speaker for this remarkable conversation. Thank you, really. And thank you all for being part of it. Thank you.